Welcome to Throughout Thursdays. My name is Shane, and we are out here in Pennsylvania to talk about electric cars. Okay, so I'm out here. We've been driving for about 3 hours or so. We're just around 200 miles because we're in the mountains of Pennsylvania. Gorgeous up here in the Poconos. Shifting like crazy, going up and down the mountains. All you hear that nice shift down there. It sounds fantastic. We're having a great time. Close that, sounds better. Now I'm here to talk about electric cars. Here's what I mean by electric cars. I'm not here to say that, oh, they don't belong up here, there's no place to charge. By the way, there's no place to charge electric cars up here in the mountains. I haven't seen very few. I saw a couple in the big cities, and one where we were in a small town that was in a grocery store. Besides that, hardly anything. My thing about electric cars is this. Everyone now has this idea of, oh, need range, need range, need range. Well, range is all good and all. Eventually, you're going to run out of material to put in the battery. And I'm sitting here driving, you're around 200 miles, 3 hours of driving, you're tired, you know, you've been driving, your butt might hurt a little bit, you have the most cushy seat in the world, you want to stretch those legs, they're getting tired. A 200 mile an hour range, or 240, I think would be perfect, that way you got a little leeway. With faster charging, it makes more sense. It just makes more sense to charge quickly and have less battery range, because who wants to drive 5 hours? Now I can, and I've done it, but it sucks, it's terrible. I don't like it. You like it? No, no one likes it. It's terrible. It's better to take small breaks. And if you have kids, I mean, come on. What kid's gonna sit in a car for 5 hours saying, Mom, Dad, I gotta pee? Of course. Kinda have like a kid here. She's got a tiny bladder. Tiny tank. Tiny tank. But you're always gonna have to pee. So 3-4 hours is more realistic. And anyone who thinks, oh, I go 80 miles an hour. Well, if you are going 80 miles an hour down the highway, first of all, you're going too fast. And second of all, you're still going to be stopping every 3 hours. That's why I say a 240 mile range. Smaller batteries can charge faster. Give me an incentive to be like, oh, that's more affordable. I'll buy it. And if you charge in 15 minutes, which is reasonable, then it makes sense for me. Because then when I'm on vacation, going places, and you got to pee anyways, and you want to stretch those legs, you're going to be there for at least 10-15 minutes either way. Very rarely do a 5-minute stop. I mean, it happens when we're in a rush. For the most part, you're looking basically 10 minutes. That's pretty much what it's at. Everyone gets out, gets pee, maybe grab some gas station food. By the way, in Pennsylvania, you guys got your gas station food on point. Up here in the mountains, I tell you, there's plenty of small little gas stations. They're like little restaurants. It's fantastic. I love it. I love it. Much better up there in Wisconsin. I mean, here in these mountains, it's kind of disappointing and unusual not to have a gas station with a good homemade pizza or a chicken sandwich. It's super nice. It's good food. We just went to one that had a whole rack of ribs for $21. Now I tell you, that's a steal for some ribs. Now, if you're one of those people that says, hey, you know, I need to have that quick filling up, well, fine, I get you. If you're going to drive 5 hours, have your range, you know, and then wait forever to charge. For me, I really think we need to see more of those cars. Small batteries with decent range that can charge quickly, because does she really have to tell me to continue? Does she really need to tell me that? She really need to tell me you need to keep going straight. You need to keep going straight, so I gotta tell you keep going straight. I've been going straight. Oh my gosh, GPSs.
Every time you try to talk, he's like, nope. Okay, I think you're good now.
Okay. You guys, for the most part, for me, 80% of my miles that I do are in my state of Wisconsin. I'm usually going, if I'm going camping or going to like the Dells or going up north or something, it's usually only about somewhere between 100 to 200 miles. That's like usually the limit. I'm not going to go camp for a weekend and drive 5 hours. It's just not happening. I'm going to 2 hours, maybe 3, and then that's it. So I get most of my miles. I do about 10 to 15,000 a year. Most of them are in Wisconsin. And I agree. About 3,000 a year are going on vacation. So I got a lot of miles going there, especially if we're going out west or if I'm going to Florida. Got a lot of miles there. Well, most of them, point A to B, going camping, going out to theme parks, you know, even in Illinois, you know, that's not that far. There and back, that's about 200 miles. That makes so much sense. And for most people, I think 80% of people in this world, that would work if we just had faster charging. And that's why I think infrastructure needs to work on. Not necessarily bigger fatter, longer distance batteries, because yeah, it's cool if you go 500 miles, but if it takes you an hour to charge, well, that wouldn't work for us. Because to get here, first of all, it's more than 500 miles. We are at almost 800 miles. So unless you're gonna build a battery that goes that far, that would be crazy. And then I'd still have to wait an hour to charge it up. But if I only had to do 10 minutes at a time, or I'd do 200 some miles charge up, 200 some miles charge up, that's not so bad, you know? It's not so bad for us because, you know, it didn't take that long to get here. It was just under 800 miles. When you think about it, if you're already charged, it's only 3 stops. That's nothing. 3 stops, 10-minute breaks, 10, 15-minute breaks, stretch. You gotta let the dog out to pee. You know, it just makes sense. It makes sense to be doing stuff like that. That's my opinion on the electric car thing. I love electric cars, even if I hammer I want a manual. If you gave me a cool, small, really efficient, fun electric car that can do a fast charge at that time, I'd buy one. My name is Shane. That's Hot Stuff. This is the dog. This has been Throttle Thursday. Keep shifting there.